Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Raven Plays. As always, I'm your humble host, Raven800. And, yeah, playing stories Untold. Now, this is literally your final warning. Your absolute final warning. If you don't want to spoil this game's ending, play it for yourself. At the time of recording this, it is currently $5 on Steam. The original going price is $10. It is well worth your money. This is definitely a game that you must experience for yourself, because simply watching someone else play it might not do it justice. So please, 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 please support the developers of this game. Buy the game for yourself and solve the puzzle. Last episode, we played the station process, and we played the role of a person named James who was, I guess, manning a station in Greenland and was relaying codes back and forth. Apparently there was some kind of alien invasion going on, and then we started receiving images of very weird things when we went to go outside. And on our way back, when we re-entered the station, we were no longer greeted by the familiar station innards that we saw, but, and in case you didn't catch it, we actually saw the room from the first chapter with the house abandoned and everything. So I have a theory, because one of the visuals that we saw were two cars having been collided into each other, and the woman saying that she can't feel her legs. The note from the first chapter saying how regretful the person was. Not so sure on the second chapter, but I think it might have something to do with the alien wreckage. The conduits, the artifacts being conduits of the memory, is probably no. You know what? I'll let you guys figure it out. And I've already said too much. Let's go ahead and play the last chapter and see if my prediction is correct. The last session. Some commands may be case sensitive. Keep a lookout for hints.
I think that's enough of that for now.
Well, what?
You're quite fond of this show, aren't you?
Okay.
Okay, come on. Let's get you down to the observation room. This place must be starting to feel like home to you. Don't worry. I'll try and get you out of here eventually. Just in here. Okay, are we through in the next room? Just relax, and we'll get started in a moment.
What the hell?
Right, Mr. Asian, now are you ready? Just hit record on the tape deck in front of you when you're ready.
Mr. Haitian. Okay. So yeah. Yeah, I think I know what's going on here.
This is subject 12-19-86-23, new session entry. We have myself, Dr. Alexander, leading, and in a room we have our patient, Mr. James Asian. As we know, James has recently recovered from a 2-week coma following his accident. In our last 3 sessions, James's attempts to recollect events of the accident seen him merging his memory with his imagination. These episodes have always ended in panic, and we've had to terminate the session abruptly. Let's try and do this one better, James. So when you're ready, let's bring this back. I know how difficult this must be, but you can do this. James, it's time to remember. Your mind, it's like a conscious black box. It can show you your memories. Look into it.
The fuck are the walls bleeding in the background? Okay, well.
In your most recent episode, you recalled a false memory of a remote weather station. You were isolated from the rest of the world, locked inside your coma. We interacted with you daily, encouraging you to wake. Your family would do number puzzles with you. Anything really to bring you back. People needed answers, James. Do you remember?
I have another signal here for you, James. It's at 5610 FM. You can't miss it.
So these people were playing number games with me while I was in a coma. Oh, man.
This is 20F 12 19 86 23 04. Type in the numbers, James. You gotta see this. This is 20F 12 19 86 23 04. Type in the numbers, James. You gotta see this.
Report. Walson Police Department. Road traffic accident. Report file. Yeah. As appropriate, please type or print in boxes. Number of vehicles 2. Date and time of accident 3/20/86. See? 1986. I knew that number was cryptic. Accident 2205. That was the number that was on the digital clock in the beginning. So that happened at 10:05. Accident location, Pleasant Hill Forest Road. Police use only. Accident type, 20F, fatal accident. Injured, 1. Deceased, redacted. Driver, James Asian. Injured. License number. Yeah, okay, we don't really need to know all that. Driver's street address, 1 Wayview Drive, Pewterbridge, City, Walson. Postcode, blah, blah, blah. Date of birth, 1/10/63. Vehicle, station wagon, white. Plate number, Pt.4 NDA. Passenger, redacted. Passenger 2, no entry. Driver name, first for driver 2 information. Driver name, first, middle, and last, Charles Hennings. Deceased. 223 Greenfield Avenue, Salmi, Walson. Date of birth, 2/17/40. Vehicle, sedan, blue. Passengers, none. Arrived on scene to discover 2 cars that had been involved in a near head-on collision. Hang on. Mr. Asian found lying down outside his vehicle with head injuries. An ambulance was immediately called. His passenger was trapped in the vehicle in critical condition from wounds sustained in the collision. The driver of the blue sedan, Mr. Hennings, was found dead on arrival. It was noticed that there was a strong smell of whiskey from the driver and an empty whiskey bottle on the passenger seat. Mr. Asian was questioned on scene. He described an oncoming blue sedan being clearly out of control, which he swerved to avoid. Mr. Asian's passenger was his sister, Jennifer. The driver of the blue sedan is an ex-police officer of 20 years. Yeah, so this pretty much confirmed my theory that everything was more or less a symbolic representation of the tragic events that happened in his life. So what do I need to input here? I guess, 20F-fatal accidents. Let's see if that's right. I hope it's not all case sensitive. Let's try. Yeah. So it's whatever's circled. whiskey. Out of control.
Find the signal, James. Listen to the voices. You have to face it, James. Finally.
7,000 FM.
It's not like him. At all. I've worked with Officer Hennings for 6 years and not once have we even talked about alcohol. Drunk driving. He was a father, a husband. He was fine. No way he caused this. It's him. This Haitian guy. He's got something to hide.
The door. This doesn't make sense to you. Yeah, of course not. You step into the hospital ward only to, it seems abandoned. Your vision is blurry. All of your episodes are recorded to tape. This is the 4th. Dr. Alexander is always watching remotely. I don't know if anyone are with him. Sometimes they make you watch your past sessions to see what really happened. Under stress, keep a healthy mind. Quit. Time to quit. Help is here. Why not have a chat with your GP or nurse? Make an appointment with your GP, general physician. Driving home, don't have that 5th pint. So this is turning into a cautionary tale of drunk driving. First steps to recovery, home care. Can't really read all that. And unfortunately, when you get closer, travel and chaperone, living with new conditions, rehabilitation, physical therapy, mindfulness. After a traumatic accident, both your body and mind need time to heal. It's not just the victims that need help, it's the carers and patients too. You tense up, someone else is here. This would have been Henning's bed. It's cold to the touch.
We found him lying there sobbing while his sister died in the car next to him, while Hennings died next to him. What the fuck was he thinking? She was still alive when we got to her. If he'd have done something, they could all still be here.
Grab the keys from the table. They weigh heavy in your hand. You've spent most waking moments in here. The only video they have, some horror compilation. Trash. You only caught a glimpse of the room. You guess that's why you were... There's no detail here.
You honestly believe that Hennings was drunk at the wheel and not this little shit? If he wakes up, when he wakes up, I want answers. Until then, you handle it. You write it up. I'm out.
The waiting area is dark, but you feel the presence right behind you. Did this open? Someone breathes on your neck. Locked. Guess whatever this room is, it glitched. Because it sounded like the door opened and I got physically pushed back. See? So I guess there was something that they were initially supposed to show, but I guess we can't see it. You feel dread in the pit of your stomach.
Okay, we have a 22-year-old male just brought in from a vehicle collision. He was awake and mobile at the scene, but collapsed on arrival to the emergency ward. The other passengers died in the accident. I'm getting no pulse. Prepare for defib. Amp charge full to 10 and give me 100 joules.
Okay.
Come on, 100 joules. Charge amp full to 10. Come on.
Turn on the camera. Okay.
Clear. No reaction from first stage. Let's try higher. 200 joules. Keep the amp charged at 10. $200 joules. Keep the charge at 10. Let's go. Clear. Okay, we have a reaction of some sort here, a weak signal. Let's keep going. Increase again. 360, charge full. Come on, 360, hurry. Clear. Well, would you look at that? It seems we have a pulse. Rhythm is stable. We need to run an X-ray right away. Where are we with that X-ray? Let's get it going now, please. Looks like an intracerebral hemorrhage. We need to drain this now to relieve pressure. Prepare for trepanation. Switch on a drill, please. The drill, please. Mr. Asian, you've made excellent progress. You're doing great. We need you to stay calm and try to relax while we go through these next steps. We're going to attempt to alleviate some of this discomfort.
Oh my god. That was right in my freaking ear. Not only is tonight New Year's Eve, but tomorrow you leave on a 6-month trip abroad with friends. Mom, Dad, and your sister Jennifer have decided to throw a party to celebrate it all. The house is full. You're in the living room, and as usual, you don't recognize a soul. The room is full of chatty strangers, mostly friends of Mom and Dad. There is a door to the hall. Talk to strangers. You exchange pleasantries. Nod and smile. Nod and smile. Go to hall. You push through the crowd into the hallway. The hallway is as welcoming as ever. Only this time, the folks have put up a great big banner up across the main wall. Half-finished drinks are abandoned on almost every horizontal surface. Stairs lead up, although the party is firmly downstairs. Look around. Same as ever, stairs, door to the living room, and door to the kitchen. Go to kitchen. They say all the best parties are in the kitchen. The kitchen is full of people and loud. There are drinks and food on the table, and the party is in full swing. Dad has cooked up a roast, which sits proudly on the table, although no one is eating it. I guess that was the carcass from the first episode. Look around. Sorry, I don't know what you're looking at. Look around. There is a utility room, and writing on the wall. Also, Jen is here signaling you over. Look at. Writing? Sorry, I don't know what you're looking at. Read writing. Happy New Year, 1986. On another banner. Weird place to hang it. Go to Jennifer. You push through, apologizing over and over to get to Jennifer. You hug. You're going to miss each other. You thank her for the party. She asks if you are enjoying the party. Yes. You tell her it's great, even though you don't really know anyone. She tells you to enjoy it anyway, and to loosen up, she asks you to get her a drink. Get drink. You pour Jen a drink, and one for yourself too. There's never an awkward silence with Jennifer. She always has a question. She asks if you have everything sorted out for the big trip. No. You tell her no, that as usual, everything is last minute. Another hug, your family have really gone out their way to make this trip happen for you. It might be what you need to get some perspective and maybe not fuck up so much. Wow, harsh. She's going to miss you. You're going to miss her. She walks away. Jen has disappeared into the crowd. You're left standing, nodding and smiling at the improving faces. There's so much to do for this move. Can't mess it up. But first, a drink. Look around. The room is full. There's a utility room and writing on the wall. Go to the utility room. You open the door and peer in. You're never allowed in here normally. This is where Dad keeps his fine wines and whiskeys, sealing to floor racks. A collector, although he does actually drink them too. There is a bottle with a ribbon round it and a card. Look at the bottle. It's a gift from Dad, I think. There's a card next to it. Read card. You pick up the whiskey and the card. It's your dad's handwriting. Son, we're so proud of you and everything you've achieved. You've earned this. It's a bottle of 25-year-old double malt. You shouldn't really, but you have to try it. With your whiskey in hand, you take in the room around about you. There must be hundreds, no thousands of pounds worth of drink in here. You really must thank your dad for the whiskey. Look around. There are racks of fine wines and the door to the kitchen. Go back. I'm sorry I don't understand. Get out. I'm sorry I don't understand. Leave. You head back into the kitchen, clutching your new best friend. You stumble out of the utility room and back into the kitchen. That is one strong whiskey. You take another swig and give the thumbs up to Dad across the room. He nods and winks. Look around. Busy and noisy. We'll need to find somewhere quieter. Leave. You go back into the hallway. A few bumps and laughs on the way through, and you make it to the hall. You stop dead in your tracks. It's Jen covered in blood. Look at Jen. She's staring straight at you. No one else notices. Talk to Jen. Blood is dripping down her face. It's mixing with her tears. Go to Jen. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Talk to Jen. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Say hello? I'm sorry, I don't understand.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
We tried our best, Mrs. Asian, but her injuries were too severe.
No, I don't understand. I was just talking to her.
I'm afraid Jennifer passed away before we could get to her in surgery. We did the best we could. I am so sorry.
Where is she? Let me see her.
Please, Mrs. Asian, take a seat.
I don't want to take a seat. Let me talk to her. Now.
I'll arrange for you to see her. In the meantime, James is in recovery. He's stable for now.
I don't want to see him.
You're standing in the hallway. Something has stopped you in your tracks. While searching your mind, your sister interrupts. She waves her hand in front of you and asks if you can drive her home. You still feel out of sorts. Those words echo. Yeah, we can talk in the car. Go get your keys. You'd love to call it a night, but Jen is waiting patiently. Look around. Where's the kitchen? Okay, go to the living room. You're sure your keys are in the living room? The living room has a much more relaxed atmosphere compared to the kitchen. Various guests are sat on the chairs having civilized conversations. There's a coffee table in the middle of the room. Your mom is pouring a drink at the drinks cabinet. Drinks on coasters, like proper civilized people. You can't see your keys. Sorry, I don't know what you're looking at. Look. Mum. She's totally in her element here. She always loves being the host. Tears immediately start to appear in her eyes. My son, off to America. She gives you a hug. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Coffee table, drinks cabinet. One of the chairs is overflowing with jackets and coats. Friends in conversation, jackets and coats everywhere. You search through all the jackets and coats until you find yours. Aha, car keys in the pocket. You grab both. Keys in hand, you head back into the hall. Jen thanks you for helping her out. She has work in the morning, and no one else is in any fit state to drive. Yeah, and you think your brother who's stumbling out of the kitchen is? You can handle it, though. You know the road like the back of your hand, don't you? She thanks you for taking her home, even if it has taken you ages to find your keys. You open the front door and walk out into the freezing night. The cold air hits you. You're glad you have your jacket with you. There is a dusting of snow around you as you step down from the porch. The yard extends around the back of the house, and the car sits at the front of the house. Talk to Jen. She needs to go home, but she also wanted a final bit of brother and sister time before you leave. You fumble with the car handle, confused until Jen tells you maybe use the key in your hand. fumbling with the car keys, you eventually get... Okay. The car is freezing. As you fumble around with your seatbelt, your sister opens up the car glove box and hands you a note and a key that was inside. She tells you that it's for when you return. Read note. The note is from your dad and reads, "Hi son, hope you enjoy your break. You'll need to fire up the generator around the back to get power and lights on. Also, found something in the attic for you. It's in your room. Enjoy." Start car. You try to turn the ignition with sheer willpower despite holding keys in your hand. Use key. Takes a number of attempts, but you eventually slot the key into the ignition. Turn on car. Turn the key in the ignition and the car roars to life. Drive. The car squeals but stays stationary. Jen suggests releasing the brake, giving you a wide-eyed stare. You very hesitantly release the handbrake. You put the car in gear, pull out of the driveway like a first-time driver. You really shouldn't be driving. I am driving very drunk on the road towards the town where your sister stays. Jen started dozing off as soon as the journey got going. This shouldn't take long. You come to a junction. Is it left or right? You can't remember. Talk to Jen, or ask Jen. She grunts and throws her arms to the left. It's left. Of course it's left. Turn left. You turn the car left at the junction and accelerate on. Confident that you are on the right road now, you loosen up and put your foot down on the accelerator. You feel powerful as the engine roars at your command. Jen sits up in her chair and clutches your arm. She asks you to slow down. Slow down. That's not really what happened, though, is it?
You're all over the place, James. Pull over.
Jen's hitting your arm and yelling at you. Crazy sister. Strange. There is a set of headlights coming directly at you, but really slow, like slow motion. Pull over. You try to react, but your body isn't responding. There's nothing you can do to stop this. There's no way to control it. The lights merge
James,
with
for
your
fuck's
car.
sake, pull over!
The outside joins the inside. The whole world around you begins to scream.
It was at this very moment, wasn't it, James? The moment you lost it all. Your sister, your parents, yourself. And then you made it worse. Go on. Show us what you did.
You wake up in the car. The world is upside down. Your seatbelt struggles against the gravity, trying to hold you in your seat. An impact into another car has torn a hole in the chassis. Poisonous fumes spill into the car from the engine. You are in grave danger. You have to get out of here. Get out. You can't move. Your seatbelt is still in place. At least he had the right mind to wear a seatbelt. Undo seatbelt. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Take off seatbelt. You release your seatbelt from the seat. You release yourself from the seat. Gravity takes over as you slump onto the roof of the car. Talk to Jen. She's drifting in and out of consciousness. She's very weak. Help Jen. You can't do anything for her right now. You need to help yourself now. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Get out. You squeeze through the wreckage and fall to your knees on the ground next to you. Every breath brings pain to your chest. Your head is throbbing. A blue car has smashed into the passenger side of your car. Your life cannot be ruined by this. You are standing holding your whiskey and your dad's note, and flashing lights are approaching at the distance. Look at note. The note, always changing, now reads, "Get through this, James. I don't care if you want to or not." Look at whiskey. Your whiskey. The police cannot find you with this. Look at lights. Sorry, I don't know what you're looking at. Look at flashing lights. What car? The other blue car or yours? Look at my car. There's no going home in this. The symbols and writing on the car are barely visible anymore. Look at blue car. The hazard lights are blinking and fumes are rising from the engine. Through the smashed window, you can see the motionless driver. Talk to driver. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Here's the car. The door is jammed. You don't have time for messing around like this, James. Always changing, now reads, "Get up through this, James. I don't care if you want to or not." Use whiskey. Yes, good, James. What exactly do you want to do with the whiskey? Whiskey on car. The door is jammed. You don't have time to mess around like this, James. Hide whiskey. That's not smart thinking, is it? They will eventually find it. They will link it to you. Smart thinking. Put whiskey in blue car. With the lights approaching closer, you begin to hear the rill of the sirens, or shrill. You simply cannot go to jail for this. You clean the bottle to remove your connection with the whiskey. You then, very deliberately, spill the remainder of the bottle's contents onto the driver, and toss the incriminating evidence onto his passenger seat. A circle of flashing lights surround you, illuminating the crash site in the darkness. Behind them are an army of people, all staring. One figure steps out, a silhouette, and walks towards you. Talk to figure. You try to talk, but you are not making sense. Lay down. Sorry, you are not making any sense. Go to figure. As you approach the man, pulsating lights around you get dimmer and dimmer, while the pain in your head increases.
I know you're tearing yourself apart over it, but no matter what you keep telling yourself, you have to listen to me. That accident, that poor man, me. You have to remember. It was all your fault. I know what you did. How you left me there to protect yourself. Planting evidence on some poor man. You went headfirst into that officer and you wrecked all of our lives. And then you couldn't even take responsibility. You did the right thing for you and no one else. Save yourself. Only it was wrong, wasn't it? Look at you now. Utterly consumed by it. Say it, James. Say it. Tell them.
More locked doors like you can't.
Listen to yourself.
It has to end, James.
Another door you never opened, you don't know what's in there.
Do you not understand? This episode you're having must come to an end. Make it stop, make it stop. We remember. Stop the session, Mr. Asian. Go back to where we started. Put an end to this nightmare. You can do this, James. You can let go. Well, I think we've made progress today, Mr. Asian. I guess we should tell the police what you've told us. Although I don't suspect they'll take you anywhere. I think you'll be with us for quite some time. Come on, let's get you back to your shows. I'll see you tomorrow.
Wow. That was really well done. Excuse me. So I was half right. There was in fact a car accident that occurred that Mr. Asian was involved in, and his sister ended up dying in the accident. Now, I thought originally that the drunk driver was, of course, Hennings, but the game pulled a final twist. So, I know it's probably been said to death, but kids and adults alike, teenagers especially, don't drink and drive. Sheesh. Well, I guess that's it then. That was Stories Untold. A beautifully well orchestrated psychological trip into a mind riddled with guilt and imagination. As well as a cautionary tale for driving under the influence. Well, thank you all very much for joining me on this little adventure. I hope that by this point you've already bought the game and have played it yourself to experience it yourself without spoiling it for yourself, because this was, without a doubt, an interesting narrated experience. One that I can definitely appreciate, and one that I can definitely use in the argument when people say that games are not an art form. Well, this is proof. Sad story, but amazing visuals and very interesting puzzles. I enjoyed it very much, and I definitely think that it was well worth the $5 that I spent, and easily worth the $10 price tag that it was going for originally. So, I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all once again for watching another live stream of Raven Plays. As always, I am your humble host, Raven800, and I look forward to seeing you all next time. And remember, when you're out with your friends or your family, and you're having yourself a drink, drink responsibly. And sober up before you get behind the wheel. You can really cause a lot of destruction if you're not careful. And be sure to call up someone you love, friend or family, and let them know just how much you appreciate them. Because in an instant, they can be gone. I hope you all have a beautiful day, beautiful night, if it's nighttime where you're at. And I hope to see you all again very soon. Take care of yourselves.